Before we begin an unscripted intro, my wife and I just got back from Edmonton. We went to visit my wife's parents and the rest of the family. It's Christmas. You have to do these kinds of things. You want to do these kinds of things. And you want to do it without getting stuck in an airport on Boxing Day. That's why there's a delay. Fort Saskatchewan is super cool. You should go check it out. And it's pretty obvious that this was from a couple days ago. Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. On the 14th of December 2023, CIG released Inside Star Citizen shipping out. Here's what you need to know. Jared wanted to tell us about 3 new vehicles. Like a little commercial. The Santokai medium fighter with a unique layout, good maneuverability, good durability. Apoa are bug-like and very pretty. You can see the design cues from the Xi'an Scout. Switching modes during flight are similar, but even more pronounced on the Santokai. We still get grav-left features and great visibility. Efforts were being made to reduce any builder-type items with a push towards holographic MFDs. It's releasing at a gold standard with weapon racks and component compartments. It's going to release with some unique paints and is flight ready with 3.22, which went live. Next, they spoke about the long-awaited X1. A surface hover speeder developed with the 400i, and it's intended to be used with that ship. You can use it for anything, anywhere. The developers pushed for future cool with classic origin visuals. The X1 is 3 bikes, with the Force being the fighting variants, and the X1 speed is quicker than a Nox and should be quite competitive in racing. They ended on the Cutter Rambler, the 3rd variant to the Cutter, and it's most like the Mustang Beta with a well-appointed habitation area. A small desk, a seat for your character to chill out, has some extra fuel, but because of all that, the cargo is compromised in this variant. You're going to see external visual changes between the 3 variants. The Rambler has its own style of main thrusters. Jared switched subjects towards a rundown of the entire year. I'm just going to let it play out because it's better for you just to see it at once. It's called the Disco Forecast.
Lando's Star Citizen 2020 forecast, starting with master modes, the new way to pilot and operate ships we've been discussing since CitizenCon 2952, and newly persistent hangars that are arriving with freight elevators, freight kiosks, and the new cargo transaction system that we've shared on both ISC and this year's CitizenCon. FPS combat improvements coming to the first half of 2024. With improvements to reloading, the weapon wear and misfire system, scopes and dynamic crosshairs and charge and drain, and even more we'll be able to show you once we return in the new year. There are new player character features coming, like the updates to the EVA system, the visor and lens system, loot screens, default item interactions in the personal interaction system, and there's even new shopping and mission apps in development now. A new character customizer with things like tattoos, piercings, scars, and yes, Virginia, it's true, beards. A thing called Mobiglass, and an awfully big thing called Star Map. Enormous distribution centers that'll be the new microcosm homes for every gameplay and mission feature that exists in Star Citizen, as well as the 4, 5, 6, let's just say several new and updated vehicles that are making their way to the persistent universe in just the first 6 months of 2024. I did, just now. Now, you're probably looking at your screen and saying to yourself, what about Pyro and 4.0? Well, don't fret. The things that we just covered are those that aren't too dependent on continuing foundational tech work like server meshing. So we feel pretty confident in targeting everything that we just shared for the first 6 months. But when it comes to something as enormous as the complete Pyro system in Alpha 4.0, well, that's where the new preview channel comes into play. Now that said, Alpha 4.0 is currently targeting a summer 2024 release, but that won't mean that you have to wait until then to play it or learn more about it. That's because in 2024, we'll continue doing playtests like the one we just completed, and you'll be able to follow along with its development firsthand on the preview channel. That's the planets, moons, space stations, settlements, and outlaw lifestyle that comes within the Pyro system, but also an entire host of additional new features, content, and quality of life improvements like, fully functional jump points, the new quantum travel system, new vehicle HUD and MFD work, resource management, hacking, and much, much more, all being worked on in tandem. The preview channel will let you and us test 4.0 together while maintaining the stability of the persistent universe with all those other great additions we just discussed. And then, in the summer of 2024, 2 become 1, and we can avoid that thing that didn't quite go the way that we'd hoped.
The holiday live stream?
And then, just because we're cheeky, there are still some things better left for you to discover on your own. And don't forget, we haven't even talked about the back half of the year yet. All in all, 2024 is shaping up to be the watershed year for Star Citizen. And if we've learned anything this year, it's that through the trials of 318 to the successes of CitizenCon and everything in between, before that and coming up next, Star Citizen is a project that continues to iterate, to evolve, and to embody an experience you simply can't find anywhere else, whether that's in the universe or within our community that makes all this possible. So thank you for helping us reach the heights that we have, and buckle up for the journey still ahead. We're in for one hell of a year.
That's it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.